most of us have been sold a lie that it's okay because it's normal to be stressed a lot of the time. I know for me, I thought I was relaxed, and in the moments where I thought that I was physiologically relaxed, when I actually tuned into my body cues, I realized that I literally hadn't been relaxed in years. Hello, fam! I'm Say Gabriel from Grow Mighty Leaders, and I am here to bring you another video on how to grow mighty inside. So that means how to build more emotional, mental, social, environmental resilience of all kinds, basically. But a lot of it comes down to emotional and mental. Now, if you tuned into my last video, which was about the difference between the things that stress us out and the actual experience of stress in our bodies, you might have been wondering, okay, so if I can't necessarily trust that I know I'm stressed because I feel stressed, then how do I know that I'm stressed? How do I know kind of what state my body's in? And that's what this video is about. So in this video, we're gonna go through basically on a physiological level. So this human machine that we're piloting around the world, how can we understand its cues to tell us what state that we're in so that we can bring ourselves back to baseline? So an easy way to think about this is to think about a traffic light. There's red, yellow, and green, right? And we all know that red means stop, yellow means slow or prepare to stop, and green means go. So in our bodies, there's kind of a similar measurement system. Our nervous systems, depending on what we're perceiving in the world around us and how much danger we're perceiving in the world around us, are going to be in one of these three states. Either green, which is a zone that is fairly regulated and relaxed, not perceiving any danger, just going through life, or the yellow zone, which is active alert because there's a danger around, you're prepped for fight or flight, you're in pre-fight or flight or fight or flight. And then there's the red zone, which is full stop. Actually, nervous system doesn't believe that we're going to survive. We are essentially, if we were a deer, it's like, oh no, the wolf got us. And in this zone, we basically shut down and play dead, hope to make it through. So when I first heard about this like green, yellow, red light thing for my nervous system, I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. So I tend to be in like yellow. Cool, good. And what I failed to realize is that it's not really like all three of those are normal states that your body is designed to be in all the time. Because a lot of people like me think that just being in yellow, being kind of in alert for danger most of the time is the norm. Because it is the norm for them, for us. But the truth is that our bodies are designed to be in green and to use that yellow and red just as needed. Just like a real traffic light, it's green most of the time. It's only yellow and red when you actually need to stop because there is danger if you do not. At least if the traffic light's working properly. So how this applies to us as humans is that most of us have been sold a lie that it's okay because it's normal to be stressed a lot of the time. I know for me, I thought I was relaxed, and in the moments where I thought that I was physiologically relaxed, when I actually tuned into my body cues, I realized that I literally hadn't been relaxed in years. Not on a true level, not in the green zone definition, where my body isn't really expecting or anticipating any danger. If you notice yourself being really like jumpy, often kind of snapping at people, not knowing why, if you're someone who's had like trauma or complex trauma, or even just neglect, toxic relationships, it goes on, a really bad boss, this might be you too. We kind of get stuck in that yellow mode. And we may not even be fully aware that the red zone, which is like full shutdown, is a pretty big deal for our bodies. Like I said, it means our nervous system actually wasn't expecting to survive. To make this even more confusing and tricky, we don't necessarily need to actually be in danger for this to get activated, for us to have another alert activated. Because all it takes really is for our body to think that there's a danger that we've experienced before. Or even just to be really drained, where the world becomes full of dangers because you don't really have the capacity. You're pushing yourself, like a walking zombie just to show up and be there. And the power of this, why am I telling you this? Not so that you can feel depressed about yourself, or I'm like, well, I thought I was relaxed, but now I'm never relaxed. So what the heck's the point? But actually because once we start to understand, first of all, that these zones exist, And second of all, start to kind of notice our body cues. The things that happen in our body that are recognizable, that when we notice, tell us that we're in one of these zones. Like, for example, for me, if I check my shoulders and just relax them consciously, I can often kind of tell where I'm at, because if they have nowhere to go, if they just know where to relax, I'm usually in the green zone. Versus if I check my shoulders and I thought I was relaxed, but it turns out they were up here and I'm like, oh, they had so far to go down. Well, even if I thought I was relaxed, I might kind of be in that yellow alert zone. So if you think of like a starship, or I'm a big Star Trek fan, but if you think basically about like, some sci-fi interstellar spaceship where, oh no, that yellow alarm, that alarm is going, and no, there's a danger and we have to have phasers ready and all that. Well, when the danger's over, somebody has to tell the computer that the danger's over. The computer doesn't just automatically detect that. And so the good news is that our bodies, our human machines, are kind of the same way. We may not know how to, but we can learn to not just identify what zone that we're in, but actually do things that tell our body, okay, cool, danger's over, we can go back to green zone. Or just turn off some of the alarms, because if you're anything like me, it's not just like one alarm. It's like the reason I'm in yellow zone all the time is because there are like hundreds of alarms that popped up over decades that never got the cue to fully shut down. And so that's why I end up, sometimes being really stressed, sometimes being really thinking that there's danger around when there isn't. So for now, for this video, I just wanted to introduce you to these different states, because once we start to understand these different states, there is actually a secret fourth state. I mean, it's not a secret, it's just not on a traffic light, that once we understand these states, we can actually go into for periods at a time intentionally, and it can do a lot to reset and calm lots of different alarms, not just to pull ourselves back to green zone, but to help our body calm down and feel safe and heal itself and regulate our mind and our emotions. And that's what I call the blue zone. So the blue zone is a state that when we reclaim rest in a way that our body actually understands, it's almost like we go into fast healing zone. Like if our life was a video game, this would be the thing that regenerates your HP really quickly. Like taking a potion, something that really gives us a boost quickly and allows us to start to pull ourselves back quickly. So we have 5 different things that are really going to make a difference there. I'm not going to get into them right now because I don't want to overwhelm you with information. For now, just know that like a traffic light, you have 3 states that indicate your level of stress, and then 1 state that you can activate once you learn how, that'll help you reset all the other states closer to green. And understanding what your baseline is, what some body cues that can tell you if you're there or getting away from there, and where you're at and when it shifts can be really, really powerful. In fact, it is critical for regulating yourself and learning to do the things that you need to do to actually feel chill, fulfilled, and calm day to day. It is possible, I promise. Anyway, until next time, much love, fam. Oh, and don't forget, if this video was helpful for you, if you like the content in this video, if you found this resonant, if you'd like to hear more, even if you have an idea of what to share, please drop it in the comments below. Like, share, hit the bell, hit the thumbs up. It really makes a difference, and I would love to share everything that I've learned to help you get more regulated, because I believe you can.